Hey everyone, we are back with another episode of Fallout 2020, which is just a series I'm doing pretty casual, and I'm just building settlements with the sim settlements and going on a few missions and stuff like that to move the stuff forward. So we just fixed up the red rocket a little bit. We got dog meat here, of course, and we put down a few plots, and we basically have to wait for some more settlers to show up because I think they only show up like 2 a day or something. Not exactly sure, but what we're gonna do is just run down the road here to Sanctuary. It's so exciting. Now it's funny, everyone knows Sanctuary, Preston Garvey, another settlement needs your help, and that guy, but there he is right there, guarding the bridge. Look at this. So, of course, Fallout, all the Fallout games and Elder Scrolls games, you like to play them a lot, multiple times. But for me, and probably for a lot of people, after my first time, I just didn't even bother rescuing Preston Garvey. So I actually played so many hours of this game without him for years now. So it's kind of good to have him back. I always liked the guy. He just got a little annoying, and they did fix some of that stuff from what I some of the way the quests pan out. It wasn't quite as annoying as it originally was. Anyway, we're just going to clean up a little bit around here, and we're going to start putting down these plots. I need to actually add my cheat terminal on this settlement. I don't have my settlements linked. So yeah, I am cheating a little bit with the materials, but for these plots, you don't really need any materials, I don't think. Yeah, you can just throw these down. So basically what happens, if you watch the previous episodes, I did this a little bit, but we'll just say it again. You just throw these plots down. There's residential plots and other types of plots. And then your settlers do the work, or the AI of the computer, does the work and builds their own spots. I really wish we could scrap all of these houses, but I guess we have to leave certain sanctuary houses up. There are mods that can do that, but I really don't want to mess that much. I'm playing on Xbox One, and I don't know if those mods are even available here. But even if they are, I feel like the more changes you make and stuff, your frame rate and starts to go down, everything starts to lag, and I want to keep it kind of simple if possible. Alright, Mama Murphy just happens to be walking by, so we'll give her this house for now, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so anyway, you always have to put a generator down for these plots. And there it goes, it's already started building. So yeah, dog meat's at work there building while he waits for Mama Murphy to show up. Oh, she's actually going there, so this is pretty cool. So when I played this on PC, which was an older version of this mod, it would show the worker like hammering away and stuff. It hasn't really done that too much on Xbox. I don't know if those scripts just aren't in Xbox, or more complicated with the script extender or something. I really don't know for sure, but like Mama Murphy's not really working on it, but she's standing there, so it's pretty cool. So if you watch my Go Chef series, what I would do during this spot is I would do a little time lapse. I would just take, every time they build a new piece, I would change angles, and I would actually snip out and edit out me changing the angles. But with this series, I'm just making it a little more casual, just because I want to do like a normal Let's Play, and I'm also just trying to get back into the swing of producing videos every day. See what I mean? Like, I would edit that stuff out normally, and I probably should have done it this episode because this one went a little longer than most of my episodes, but I would really have to be editing out 10 seconds at a time, and just didn't feel like doing that. It's not really going to add that much to this episode to do that type of time lapse. With the Ghost Chef, that's a fully voiced character, and my goal of that was to make it more like a TV show or a movie, so I didn't get super cinematic, but I like to at least keep the pace a little faster than in this series. So, gotta throw a few turrets here, and it's storming again. We do have a mod in for weather, so it might be making it a little stormier than normal, but it's always creepy when you're just trying to build and the wind picks up. I do have my gas mask on, so I shouldn't be too bad. It is kind of crazy though, because in the base game, if you don't have a gas mask on, I don't know how much rads it takes to do this, but you could actually die in this mode, and then everything you did won't be saved because you have to exit the mode to save. So anyway, what I decided is that instead of having two houses right here on the same plot, I'm gonna put a little store here and also keep the one residence there. So Mama Murphy or whoever takes over can, you know, just keep this spot for themselves instead of two people living next to each other. Because we have plenty of space here in Sanctuary. I'm using these plots because it's a little easier. Geez, this storm's really bad. Anyway, it looks like they started building. I like using these plots because they're actually flat and I don't have to put down foundations, but there's plenty of other room if we want to expand this settlement even more and have 20 people living here and have kind of like a thriving store, you know, community with a bunch of stores and recreational areas and stuff. So yeah, a lot of the things I'm doing, I just want to see what happens. So I don't really have a plan for this playthrough, except that I'm just going to let my settlers kind of decide. And I am going to try to settle in, maybe not all of the settlements in the game, but I'm definitely going to go exploring to further reaches as this series goes on, which, you know, we'll get into some quests and stuff like that just to do that. So it looks like Sturgis is headed over there to the store. Mama, she doesn't want to take over the store, so I think maybe what I'll do, I always have Sturgis staying in the house right there, but I kind of like this, actually. He's right next to the house. We can give him this. I think I just assigned that. It's a little hard to tell.
Just find a nice spot of ground and plant whatever you've got. Anything fresh will be a
so
great
I have a
change
quest for him to start a garden. But look, so he's our salesman now, and this is just like a general goods store, which is kind of the worst kind of store. I never really end up buying this stuff, especially because I have the cheat terminal on. But you know, this stuff is actually good for building settlements, all that stuff. So yeah, let's see if he actually has anything that good. Fertilizer, I don't know. Probably not. He has nothing else. A little bit of ammo. Oh, he does have some shipments here, so we could actually just buy the shipments from him, which just makes it a little more immersive and role-playing. But like, I'm not too concerned about that in this playthrough. I guess I am doing a role play where I'm kind of like this. I'm a raider basically, but I'm not like out raiding all the time. I'm helping these people. But I'm probably helping them just so I can get free stuff from them and have them working for me, basically, you know. So we'll see. What we're going to do is probably populate this town with a bunch of raider types that will be like, the gang took, you know, our gang took over Sanctuary from these poor Minutemen, and they don't even realize, like, everyone around them is like a raider, you know. That's kind of what I'm going to go for here. All right. So, yeah, while we're at it, let's get this quest done for Sturgis and also use the sim settlements to do that. So we have agricultural plots. I don't know if this will fit in here that well. It looks like I can maybe get one right there. But what I'm going to do actually is expand out to here. Since that area is relatively flat, I think I can just plant crops normally. And what this will do, you see the divot there? It'll actually fill that in with a mound of dirt. So you know, you can't even see the plot. It's like invisible. So it doesn't actually place a square down. It just kind of terraforms the area a little bit. And look, we got a certain percentage complete on our quest. Unfortunately, what I think is going to happen is now Marcy over here is going to move on to the plot and not be farming this stuff over here. But what I can do is take this and harvest this stuff and then replant it. So there's a few more things in this little garden area, and once we get some more settlers, they can take over the farming here. All right. So yeah, what we're gonna do is go into here, and I did, if you remember, I farmed some razor grain from over at the Red Rocket yesterday or whenever the last episode was. Probably the same day in the course of the game, and a few days ago in the course of this series. So alright, so we got some melons, and what else do we have? None of that. We got a bunch of different melons, but we don't have them. Alright, so we got the razor grain, which I guess is just wheat that, yeah, it got a little sharp. I guess they call it razor grain. Probably hurts when you harvest it or something. It got a little radiated in the big apocalypse. Alright, so this is the, you know, if you've ever played this game with the settlements, you do this a lot. Like, you can't, it doesn't fit that easily. So there's all this, what seems like empty space, but yet it doesn't fit the razor grain. So you've probably, if you've ever built settlements in this game, spent countless hours doing this type of stuff. But yeah. So I actually have edited out some stuff like that. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I don't know what I'm trying to do here, but I keep hitting the wrong button. So there we go. We see the mound of dirt I was talking about, and Marcy's already harvesting there. So, and oh, here's the cool thing too. We have Sturgis back over here. So this is really cool. He doesn't stay at a storefront, but he still is acting as the store right there, as you see. So, let's see. New construction. Okay, so we're at 40% on food, so we still have to get a lot.
Plant whatever you've got.
Yeah.
Anything fresh will be a great change for us.
All right, well, this doesn't really give us that much food then, this area. So we have to do a few more plots like this, or just sort of find some carrots and fill in, because carrots are like the smallest, you know, per foot crop that you can put down. Anyway, that looks pretty good. I like this area. I'll probably maybe throw a few more plots down there, you know. So anyway, we have a few stores and stuff, and I think we have enough beds to send, well, we only have one extra bed, but I'll throw some more plots down, and we're gonna put on the recruitment beacon. Oh, look, something's going on here. Oh, you know what? I never actually cleared out all the bloat flies, which is basically the first quest you do in the game. If you play the game normally, I did an alternate start, so I didn't actually start here in the vault, which is right next to the sanctuary. You know, in the normal game, there's your robot butler that was from the pre-apocalypse. So in the game, you've been frozen in a vault, and you just wake up around this time, and you go back to your house, and your robot butler is still there, and then he wants to help. He you know, just to train you how to use a gun or whatever. You have to take out some of the bugs in all the houses, so, and train you to use VATS, I guess, also. Well, that might have, you fought a little bit in the vault. There was a few bugs in there too. But anyway, so we're gonna do the same thing here, where we have a commercial plot next to a residential plot, and this is really gonna be a good system, I think, just keeping everyone near their job. Of course, it's also notoriously hard controlling some of these settlers, so I might end up having someone living next to the store that's actually working in a farm or something like that, and I can try to assign it, but it gets a little confusing, especially in this. You know, when I played on PC, I had a mod where it actually named all the settlers. This doesn't have that as far as I know. So anyway, there we go. Someone's here. I guess we have a new, I mean, I guess Marcy or Jun Long, I think his name is. I think they could be building this, but we might have, yeah, we have another person, because now we have 7 people in our thing here. So we have got to get moving with the power on this thing now. All right. So what I'm doing here now, as you see, it's nighttime. It's a little dark, so we're gonna put some lights in, and unfortunately, you can't. You have to. It's really weird. You have to have like just one of these connectors. The light doesn't actually have to connect to the connector, but there has to be a connector nearby that radiates out to it. And those poles on the Sim settlement plots don't count. So I have to put a separate pole down there, and we can throw a light on the outside here. See, it doesn't light up. So what I have to do now is string some of these poles around the back. There's a bunch of ways I could do this. So this isn't exactly the cleanest way, but it's pretty good. So what I should really do is run a whole system with the big power poles all throughout the whole camp, so they're all nearby, and you can just drop wires down from above onto the shacks. But this is the easiest, you know, the like sort of quicker way to do it. Just keep it low, and it'll work. They'll be close enough for it to turn on. But you see, I can't have it in the corner. It won't reach quite that far. So I put it here, and then now I can stretch this. It was a little too far behind it, and I can, if I can select it. All right, can select that and move it a little closer to behind the shack, and there we go. The light's on. So yeah, everything in this building mode takes so long to do. And it's funny, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft lately, so I'm used to things snapping right into a grid when I build. Not the case in Fallout, which is kind of why I like this spot and what I'm doing here and putting these right on the foundations, because while it doesn't exactly snap, you put the one down as square as you can, and then the other one does snap right into it. So it's a little, it's just a little cleaner. It's not any easier, but you know, when you throw that stuff on the dirt, like even if you throw down these foundations on the dirt is always in such an angle and hill that like sometimes, you know, your foundation will be a corner of it won't be underground, and it looks really stupid if you look at it. And that's usually if you try to put like a few foundations next to each other. Eventually, you're gonna hit like some sort of you know, curve area or something that's just like not that great. This is one of the huge problems I thought with Fallout 76 also, which relied really heavily on you building your own base and being able to teleport it with you at any point. Well, they put the game in West Virginia, so you can imagine there's even more hills than you could possibly imagine in West Virginia. It's pretty much known for that. So I don't know why they picked that as a setting of a game that has settlements you can move around, because they never fit in any spot that you want to put it in. And I guess they made improvements to making that a little bit easier, but I haven't played the game since then to find out, so I don't know. Anyway, look, we got our settlers, so we're not gonna bother them right now. But man, it is super dark here, so I want to do some heavy-duty lighting. I might have to put some street lights on and stuff like that. One of the big all right, so Marcy, everyone's still awake though, so it must not even be that late at night. But all right, so look, this guy took over. He is a farmer now, so I didn't have to. It says, I don't know what that waving thing is though. He's a greeter. He's a. Well, maybe he's running the store, like, and there's another guy.
Now that we can grow our own food.
All right, we got it.
We can really make a go with this.
Okay.
Trouble is, the more we establish ourselves here, the more of a target we become.
Okay.
What we need is to get some defenses set up.
All right, I already did that.
Then maybe Preston will be able to relax a little bit.
Well, I put turrets up. So what kind of defenses are you talking about? I already got 100%.
Walls, sandbags, turrets,
right. Got the
whatever
turrets.
You can put together.
All right. All right, so we did that quest. So we're already...
Oh man taught me that duct tape could fix anything.
Well...
I don't think he was talking about bullet holes.
Yeah, okay, that's a good joke. Anyway...
Come to Nowheresville.
It looks
Population,
like this quest...
This sorry group.
Oh, jeez. It looks like that quest is a little bit bugged because I already did the turret, so maybe the next day it'll reset or something, so I can't really talk to him about it. Or I'll just scrap the turrets and put them back down, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. We're gonna got a kickball there. So yeah, that was pretty cute. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna put some more lights on. Looks like we got another store here. And you can hear the sawing. Like, I love this mod. This is why I'm doing it. Look, we got our settlers sitting in here sleeping. So, I don't know who's sawing it. It's probably a ghost, but I still like it. It's pretty immersive, and it's pretty fun. So, anyway, what I was saying is I'm playing on Xbox Game Pass, so I don't have any of the DLC on this, because I didn't actually pay for this version of the game. And there are a lot more interesting lighting options in the DLCs. So... we are limited a bit to what we can build. And look, see, that didn't work. It was just a little too far away. So we'll just put one on that side and we'll store that one. So yeah, this is looking pretty nice. And now these things will get bigger as the game progresses. So this could be a really cool spot. A little security shop. I guess they're selling armor and stuff like that, which I never buy. Like, I've never bought armor from a store in my plot. I buy bullets and things like that, so I like the gun stores, but... anyway, so I put one of these little recreation areas right here in between the workshop and the store. So it should be like a little park bench or something like that, if it's similar to the one that we did at the Red Rocket. But I think that'll be like a cool little, you know, make it a little lived-in look to this place. So, man, it is so creepy at night. I honestly wish you could just do build mode and it would just stay day and not rain, but the game is pretty immersive in that way. Like, it really feels like you're rebuilding civilization and struggling against the elements or whatever. But and why don't those light... oh, the light does go on, but it's not really that bright. I wonder why the other light's not on though, on the other stores. That's kind of weird. Maybe the pole has to be close to that and it's not. I don't even know. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, well, there you go for, we're just going to wait to see this park show up, I guess. And then, it's taking a while. Like, no, oh, there is a fountain there. I see a fountain, but the scaffolding is still there. So it's going to take a few seconds longer, I guess. I don't know. And then we did put another one here, which I don't think, no one's assigned to that. So I don't really know if that's going to get built or not. Until we might have to wait till we get some more settlers in this particular settlement. So, all right. Well, I guess what I can do is I'll also throw some lights on here because this looks terrible right now at night. I guess that's the one thing maybe they could improve about sim settlements. There might be some technical issues though, but it would be nice if they came with light bulbs like this inside, you know, and electricity already like ready to go. Since you do wire them, it probably wouldn't be that hard to at least have one of those conduits, you know, where it would turn a light on. But I'm sure there's a reason they don't have that in there. But I don't know. It would definitely make it a little bit easier. Because honestly, wiring and lighting is the hardest thing about doing these settlements sometimes. I mean, they have scaffolding in one of the DLCs, but if you don't have that, you gotta, sometimes you're doing like a huge building and you're like climbing around outside, trying to wire the whole building up. And it is really treacherous and it never quite works the way you want it to. And you could actually fall and die, like I was saying. And if you didn't save your game, like I haven't saved my game this whole time that I've been doing this this settlement. So if I crash or if I die, it's all gone. I would have to redo it. So you do have to kind of remember to back out of building mode and, you know, save as much as possible. I do sort of save spam when I'm playing the normal game, but building mode, it's just harder to remember because you get sucked into it. Anyway, that looks a lot better with the light there. So we're just gonna do one more thing and then we're gonna call it a wrap with this episode. Went a little longer than most of my episodes, but that's fine. I'd like to keep them a little self-contained. Well, the last one went 2 episodes with Red Rocket, but I try to, you know, I did stop it before the settlers came. I like to have like a beginning, a middle, and an end, or at least a beginning and an end. The middle's just the middle. Anyway, I threw down another agricultural plot there. Just have some crops in a different spot, you know. It should be pretty cool. That's actually the path up to the vault there. That's why that was a little open. But we don't need to use that to walk back to the vault. So one more thing I'm going to do is throw a little industrial plot here. Again, it's just going to be a little color or flavor to the settlement. I think it's just junk or scrap that goes there. But it'll look cool next to Sturgis's shop. Like, he's got a lot of projects going on, you know. Making it a little immersive. And this is what I mean by this being a role play. Even though I'm not playing like a fully developed character with the voice, I am trying to make it like a lived-in situation. So we have Sturgis sleeping here. He's got his workshop. He's got a shopping cart and some stuff, some extra tires. And I don't know. It just makes it feel more at home to me if, you know, he's got a little extra stuff laying around with this industrial area. We'll see how that goes next time we come here. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.